Hello fellow Clashers! Welcome to another episode of Exploring the Meta with KairosTime. Today we're going to be talking about the recent changes to the Giant and the Poison. Yes, Giant Poison seems to be getting nerfed. I believe that it will still be somewhat useful, but it definitely will not be used as much as it is right now. This is very exciting news. I always love a meta that is changing and allows for a lot of different combinations, and this is definitely going to help out with that. So I'm very excited, and I hope that you are as well. So we're going to be taking a look at 3 different decks that I believe will work especially well in the new meta so that you can try them out and see how you like them. But before we go ahead and do that, I did want to let you know that I have started my new official clan, Kairos Warriors. We're going to be recruiting players in the legendary arena. There's going to be an application process with a Google form, and the link to that is in the description below, so check that out if you're interested. Kairos Clashers is going to be a feeder clan to Kairos Warriors, and Son of a Witch will still be a sister clan. They've been absolutely amazing, so I will not stop collaborating with them. So if you're interested in joining any of those clans, check the description below for more information. The deck that you're seeing right now is actually a deck that I've received from Skywalker in Royal Dorks. Royal Dorks was my very first clan. They've been like a family to me, and they've been super supportive. Skywalker personally was my mentor and taught me how to play the game, taught me everything that I know, and he's been absolutely amazing. This deck is something that is a deck that he created to win the 12th round in a challenge. Now, it looks like just a regular simple hog deck, but it's really strong against even big tanky decks like what we're probably going to be seeing more of is Golem decks. This deck should do pretty well with the Golem, especially because it has that Inferno Tower in there and other ways of clearing defensive troops like with the Poison or even the Guards. This is a deck that I recommend that you try out, especially as the meta is going to be shifting. It's going to be a strong deck. Now, another type of deck that I'm sure that we'll end up seeing is cycle decks. Specifically, hog cycle decks, miner cycle decks, and possibly even other cycle decks that we haven't seen a lot of recently. The reason why I am so sure that we're going to be seeing this is because of the recent addition with the Ice Golem. The Ice Golem only costs 2 elixir, and because of that, and the fact that he has so much health, he is a great card to be using in any type of cycle deck, and I've actually been using him a lot. He's a really powerful card. Now, you have to practice using him, learn how to use him, but once you do that, then he is a great asset to any cycle deck. Now, this other deck right here, you've probably seen before if you've watched my channel. This was a deck made by Hey Bola in Son of a Witch, an absolutely amazing player. This deck is super strong. In fact, Hey Bola has won 5 challenges using this deck. It's strong in the meta right now, especially because not a lot of people are using it. Now, it takes a lot of skill to learn how to use it, so you'll want to watch my challenge winning deck series. I believe it's episode 2 with a complete guide on how to use this. I have been using this deck in the ladder, and you're actually seeing a replay right here that helped me get to my all new high, 3,800 and something like 20 trophies or something somewhere around there. It's a very powerful deck right now. I believe that cycle miner decks are going to be really strong in the next meta, and if you're interested in trying one that will work, this is a good one. Now, it does have that Inferno Tower. If we see more cycle decks like I expect us to be doing, maybe a good idea would be to switch out that Inferno Tower for like a cannon, maybe even a Tesla, depending on what we're seeing a lot of if there's a lot of air stuff. Now, that does bring up my next deck that we're going to be talking about is Lava Hound decks. Lava Hound decks are very strong right now in the current meta, and they're going to continue to be strong if you ask me. And the reason why is because without Giant Poison, a strong counter to those Lava Hound decks, we're going to be seeing a lot more of those Lava Hound decks in the arena. Now, with the Mega Minion, that makes it a really strong combination, and so I'm sure that we'll be seeing some more of that. This deck does pretty well against Lava Hound decks, but you do have to be careful about how you use that Inferno Tower and your Princess, and make sure that your Princess is not in a position that is very desirable to be poisoned. Now, another reason why I believe that Lava Hound decks are going to become more popular is because of the upcoming Graveyard spell that is going to be added to the game. There's been a lot of anxiety regarding the Graveyard spell for a lot of people, especially when I'm reading the Reddit posts. A lot of people are worried about how the Graveyard spell is going to influence the game, and I think that Lava Hound decks are going to especially utilize those Graveyard spells, especially because right now a popular Lava Hound deck includes the Tombstone. That being said, the Graveyard spell is going to cost 5 elixir. Now that's pretty pricey. With a Lava Hound deck, you're going to have plenty of time to try and build up a push behind you to try and get that down on the map. But that being said, it's not going to be like the Mega Minion where you're able to place it down all the time. You're going to have to really set up your push right if you want to be able to use that Graveyard spell with any type of a deck, except for maybe the minor cycle decks. That'll be an interesting one to try out with the Graveyard spell. I think that it will get a lot stronger with it, but only time will tell, and it is a legendary, so not a lot of people are going to have it, especially right at the beginning. Now the deck that you're seeing right here is an Expo Giant Skeleton deck. I've posted one of these in my last video, and there was some good gameplay in there with it. It's a really strong deck because of the Giant Skeleton's ability to clear basically any kind of supporting troops behind anything. The reason why I wanted to include this in this video is because as beatdown decks are going to be less powerful, namely the Giant Poison deck that we've been seeing a lot of, then that's going to allow for strong siege decks to really take their way into the arena. Now, we haven't seen a lot of siege decks, at least with the Expo or the Mortar, not very popular in the arena for a very long time. It'll be interesting to see exactly what happens. But the reason why I think that this is going to become a viable deck option is because of the recent addition of the Mega Minion and the Ice Golem. The Ice Golem is an interesting card. He takes some practice to learn how to use, but once you learn how to use him, he is a great card simply because he has so much health for only 2 elixir. This allows you to cycle him very easily and use him to basically get back to your elixir pump or even your Expo or your Mortar or whatever you want to try to get back to. And he's great for distraction right there. You see him slowing down troops. And once the update hits, he'll even be able to damage air troops, which will be great, especially against Lava Hound decks, because once that Lava Hound is about to pop, you place down your Ice Golem, all of those little lava pups are going to take him out. He's going to damage them, slow them down, and give your tower plenty of time to clear them out. Now, I've talked a little bit about things that I believe could happen in the new meta. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I have some good ideas based off of previous experience, especially regarding things that have changed as different things have been added into the game and balances have happened. So really, when it comes down to it, I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but this is the best advice that I can give. If we see a lot of hog cycle decks, which I would say is probably the biggest thing that's going to happen, then it's probably going to be good to be using cannons or possibly even the Inferno Tower if we do see a lot of Lava Hound decks along with Golem decks like I'm expecting us to see. So those are going to be things you're going to want to add. You're going to want to make sure that you have the Mega Minion, especially for that extra air defense in there. The Giant Skeleton is a great way to try and clear a lot of supporting troops. As you can see right there, that was such a great elixir advantage simply because I had that Giant Skeleton placed in the right position. Now also, I believe that the Ice Golem is going to be a great card to be adding, especially if you have a cycle deck. The fact that it's going to be able to damage air troops a little bit means that pairing the Ice Golem with the Ice Spirit or even with the Zap is going to be a great way to try and help out to defend and even cycle to the cards that you're going to want to use. Once the usage of Giant Poison decks starts to die down, I'm definitely going to be trying out Hog Cycle decks. I'm going to be trying out the classic Trifecta deck that includes the Hog Rider, the Musketeer, and the Valkyrie. I'm going to mess around a little bit more with the Expo and some things, maybe even the Mortar, to see if I can come up with some good siege decks. Ultimately, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. The change to the Elixir Collector is also going to be bringing about a lot of different changes. It'll be interesting to see exactly what happens. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, everybody. I really appreciate your support. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I could not do this without the wonderful support that all of my subscribers and followers have been giving me. So thank you so much. This is KairosTime ticking by, and we will see you in the arena.